Hi everybody, I am Erica Johnson, one of the attorneys here at Ambler, Keenan, Mitchell Johnson. And I'm making this video because we've had a lot of inquiries via email or phone about same-sex couples who are married, concerned that their marriage may go away under the new administration. So I wanted to touch base on that and just mention a few things. And we are going to start with the fact that I don't know, and no one knows, what would happen if millions of same-sex marriages were ended, okay? So I am going to say that probably some of you on this, watching this video, know that answer better than me, or what could happen. I am not a constitutional scholar, and I'm going to urge you that if you have questions about literally what happens if my marriage is nullified, you're going to have to look to someone else other than me for that answer. I can speak only to estate planning, and that's what I want to put your mind at ease about today. So, if you have an estate plan with us, your estate plan likely says, I am married and the name of my spouse is X. Or your power of attorney might say, I appoint my spouse, X, as my power of attorney. That reference is not going to need to be changed if your marriage is no longer legal, okay? I'm getting a lot of calls. Do we need to change our estate plan? The answer is no, you do not. Here's why. Me saying in my trust that I am married to Carrie and she is my spouse does not mean she's my spouse. She's my spouse because we have a marriage license. And if the government chooses to end my marriage, that reference in my trust to her being my spouse does not need to be changed. All it's doing is saying in that document, if you read through this document, if you read through this trust and you see the word spouse, you know that means Carrie. So we don't need to change every document or any document. It will still mean that if they read through my trust and the word spouse is used, it means Carrie. Same with my power of attorney. I don't need to change it if we're not spouses. It'll just say, if you see the word spouse in this power of attorney, I'm referring to this person, Carrie. Okay, so there is no need to change your estate planning documents if your marriage is no longer legal. If you don't have an estate plan, I suggest you get one. Not because you can't get married. People who are married need estate plans. People who aren't married need estate plans. Everyone needs an estate plan. So a will, a trust, powers of attorney is necessary whether you're married or not. Okay? It always has been. I think there is a perception that if you're married, you don't need a plan, but that is not true. Your spouse, even if you are legally married, does not have the right to sign things for you financially. You need a power of attorney to do that. Things like that. So just know, I used to teach classes titled a marriage license does not come with a power of attorney. Okay, so being married or not, if you have a plan, your plan is fine, just the way it is, even if someone ends your marriage. And if you don't have a plan, you need one, whether you're married or not. There are two exceptions to me saying your plan is fine, and that is, one, some married couples, same-sex couples is what we're talking about here. Some same-sex married couples have a joint trust. It's not required, so don't worry. If you have separate trusts, that's fine. But some have a joint trust. And if their marriage is ended by the government, then we will have to see what we can do. We have no idea. No one has ever said in this country, oh, you're married, but we don't like your marriage, and now it's ended. So I honestly don't know if there would be some sort of a grandfather clause or something. So we're just all going to have to wait and see. If you have a joint trust and later on the government ends your marriage, we're going to have to figure out. You're going to have to figure out what to do, whether we need to go to separate trusts, okay? But not the day it happens. Don't worry. It is not necessary to change this before the inauguration or before something happens. I'm getting those calls. Second, if you have a spouse, legal spouse, you can leave an unlimited amount of your estate at death to your spouse without owing an estate tax. Who does that affect? People with over $14 million in their estate. So most of you, no offense, me neither, don't have to worry about estate taxes. If you do have to worry about estate taxes, if your marriage is ended by the government, you will need to, at that time, talk to an attorney and look at whether your estate plan needs to be changed somehow, okay? Because right now you can leave an unlimited amount to a spouse at your death without owing a tax. If your marriage doesn't exist, you can leave $14 million to your spouse at your death without owing a tax. Anything over that would be subject to the estate tax. But those two exceptions are things we're going to have to wait and see, okay? We can't figure it out now. We don't know what it's going to look like. Sorry. So if you don't have a plan, get one. If you do have a plan, it's fine the way it is. I understand this is a stressful time. I am not discounting the anxiety that this causes to be told that my marriage might end at the whim of someone else. I get it. It's stressful for me too. But know that with your estate planning, you're in good shape, okay? If you don't have an estate plan, get one. If you do, you're fine. Keep doing your reviews every 3 to 5 years. We'll see what happens. So, I'm not going to discount the fact that this is extremely stressful and troublesome to a lot of us. But what I'm going to ask you to do is something that I've asked myself to do, and that is to maybe turn off the news, get off that website. What's going to make you feel better is probably going out and helping someone else. So let's all go out and volunteer somewhere and spend some time helping other people. We've got to fight hate with love and with caring and compassion. So try not to let them drag you into the mud. Turn off the news, get on the internet, look for somewhere to volunteer, and go do that. Because we've got to put our energy, our positive energy, out into this world instead of letting their negative energy take us down. So, we're here for you at Ambler Keenan Mitchell Johnson. We appreciate you being a part of our family here, our estate planning family, and we're thinking about you.